Hi, it's Richard from Original Outdoors. This is episode 1 of our Airgun Basics series. So in this episode we're going to go through, with Tony from Tony's Camo, buying this air rifle. So what legal steps I have to go through and what other things I need to be aware of in the initial purchase of an air rifle. We've got other videos about choosing the air rifle type and the caliber and the pros and cons of both of those elsewhere on the channel. But for this episode, we're just looking at the specifics of me purchasing this rifle. So I'm just going to stop talking. I'm going to send you over to the shop where we're going to join a conversation I'm having with Tony about what I'm doing there. Okay, so I had a good chat with you on the phone last week and we went through the different options.
We did.
And I don't want to go through that too much again because it's in the other videos and we talked about the benefits of some of them. I think with the kind of shooting I'm going to be doing, which is mainly around foraging and shooting for the table, as well as some target stuff and some target practice, I want to go for a 177 caliber. I think 'cause I just prefer that flatter trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think I want to go for, I think probably a PCP, a multi-shot PCP.
Okay, yeah, it gives you some good chances on silencing the shot as well.
Yeah.
Getting the second shot off quickly should you need to.
Yeah,
There's a variety of options there with the pre-charge rifle.
Yeah, I think I just want to get as close to that sort of the centre fire, rim fire thing that I'm more used to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And interrupting every shot to break the barrel, even though there are some amazing break barrels here and some
fantastically accurate, well-engineered pieces of kit,
yeah.
But they are all single shot.
Yeah, I think that multi-shot thing is going to make the difference for me. And the last thing, I'm not really sure on this, I want to get your input on this now. That's the thing about whether to go for a wood stock, which really does appeal to me because, I don't know, I do some woodworking, I like wood, I work with wood, but there's a maintenance issue to it, and if it gets wet, I've got to take the whole stock off to dry it out and things.
Absolutely.
Or the modern synthetic plastic style stock, which it's, I don't know, I'm not interested in the tactical side of things, but I do like the low maintenance aspect of it.
It is there for a reason, mate. It is low maintenance. I mean, you can imagine if you're sat in a hide with a barbed wire fence behind you, you lean your rifle against it to do something and the rifle starts to slip, you can imagine the damage that the barbed wire fence could do to a wooden stock rifle. It's going to do basically nothing to a synthetic stock rifle. So far more durable in synthetic than wood.
From what I can see here, and just looking through the sort of airgun press, and I've re-familiarised myself with that world recently, there seems to be the sort of trend to do a lot of rifles in both variants now.
Yes, that's correct. The manufacturers have clued on to the fact that people like to go towards a synthetic rifle, partly for the tactical element, but mostly for the durability. So yeah, a lot of manufacturers, certainly the German guys, are jumping on to rifles with both stock variants available.
And as somebody who sells and advises people on air guns for a living, do you think there's a real difference in the shooting and the handling?
There can be a difference in balance. It depends on the stock itself. In most cases, no, there isn't.
Right.
Because they will balance the stock in exactly the same way as a wooden stock. So it won't be, for example, the butt end of the rifle won't be hollow. It'll actually be weighted.
Okay. And in terms of maybe it's sort of drilling to fit a sling and pins?
Yeah, that's one you've got to be careful of. In both, obviously. In a wooden stock rifle, certainly in these Walthers that we're looking at, there isn't a great deal of meat at the front end of the stock here, so there's not a great deal to get a stud into. At the back you've got no problem at all, it's a solid piece of timber. On the synthetic variant of the varmint that we're looking at now, obviously you've got a rail already at the front end,
yeah,
so you could put a device on there, you put a stud element on there. Drilling the back is going to be a little bit dodgy. You've got to have something in there that will take the screw.
Yeah.
If it's a standard, imagine it's almost filled with like a foam type material in some cases, and it simply will not take the screw.
You do hear stories of people taking the butt off and modding that and filling something else, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen plenty that have had a piece of timber, a little cutout, piece of timber slid inside, screw put into the timber. As long as you're happy with that and it's solid enough, absolutely fine.
Well, I think I'll have a look through both of these now and just have a feel of them. I think based on your advice, you've narrowed it down to these Walther, the Rotex range?
Rotex, yes, that's
Yeah.
correct. Yep.
So it kind of fits my budget, and there's some impressive reviews coming out about them, so I'm interested to see how they perform.
Yeah.
So, I'll just have a fondle of them.
Absolutely fantastic rifles, German made, great value for money.
Okay, let's have a look.
Dive in.
So, I've chosen what I'm going for.
Yes, indeed.
So now we've got some paperwork and things to go through, haven't we?
Yep, that's right.
So what are the legal requirements? Because you're a registered firearms dealer, aren't
We
you?
are indeed. We're a registered firearms dealer, and the VCR, or Violent Crime Reduction Act, states that we must log new and used rifles and pistols in and out of the premises.
And that's logged by serial number.
Serial number, yeah,
Yep.
that's correct. Each individual item will have its own individual serial number that's purely for that specific air rifle or pistol. So we have to log it in and out of the premises, so we effectively sign ownership from us to the end user.
And is it like it is with other firearms, where there's a component that is the registered firearm bit, and there's like the stock isn't registered as such, but
No, that's correct. Basically, normally the block and the barrel are the registered parts.
Yeah. So I think the Americans see it as like the upper receiver as a registered
that's
firearm,
correct.
and everything
Yeah,
else
yeah,
is a component.
Yeah, that's right. Certain places in Europe will see magazines as a component part and have them registered and serialised as well. It varies country to country.
So this video series is it pretty much is about UK laws, but a lot of the stuff is going to transfer. I know we've got a lot of fans and viewers overseas in Europe and in North America particularly. So look at your own laws, and I think for the Americans actually it varies by state. Maybe you might be able to tell me in the comments. But for the UK, as a firearms dealer, you need to register this to me. So you've already seen my ID, you've taken it, and
Yeah, absolutely. So we've done the legal side of things. We've taken your ID, you've proven your address with some photographic identification. That's all been popped into the computer, which is printed it out, a couple of forms, a couple of bits of paper that you've got to sign, mate.
All right. So I just go ahead and sign this.
Dive in, yeah. Please check all the amounts on it before you sign it.
Yeah.
Bear in mind you are signing your life away when you do it.
Okay. Good. So
Fantastic, mate. Thank you
that's
very much.
me done.
That's you. It's yours.
So that rifle and the serial number on it is registered to me.
That's correct.
What happens if in 2 or 3 years' time I decide to move to something else or upgrade, and I advertise it on one of the gun websites, Gun Mart or something like that?
It's an interesting point. As a private sale, there is no legal requirement to take any record of that sale at all. So for argument's sake, you could take it home tonight, decide to sell it to a friend. There would be no record of that sale taken at all. You aren't required to take a record of it. You simply swap money and rifle.
But I suppose part of that thing that the VCRA, part of the point of registering it to the person was to say that if that weapon is involved in committing a crime at some point, it is traced back to you.
That's correct, yes. So we don't surrender this information to the police. It's kept on record. It's kept on record for 20 years.
Right.
If the police come to me and either request by name what a certain person bought, or by item, as in serial number, who bought it, we have to surrender that information to the police. Obviously, we're more than happy to do that. If you've sold the rifle, it's up to the person who sold it to prove that they did actually sell it and they didn't own it when that crime took place.
So if you're selling it as a private sale, it is, even though it's not required, you would be an idiot if you didn't have some paper trail.
Something, certainly get it. I mean, it's a handwritten receipt. I sold this to on date, sign, thank you very much.
Yeah, this now belongs to my mate, that person.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So if you buy a second-hand rifle from a dealer like yourself, and it's actually been sold to the dealer rather than just acting as a third party in between,
Yes.
Does the process follow?
The process follows. The dealer should and will take the same information we've just done for a new sale, and it will be re-registered to you as a second-hand sale.
So if I sell this rifle back to you in 2 years' time, I'll sell it back to me with agreed amount.
Yeah.
You'll take the serial number and you'll become the owner.
I become the owner again until somebody else buys it, and then they become the registered owner.
Okay, so that's all fairly simple.
All fairly simple.
So there's that aspect of it, and there's just out of shot over there, there's a nice pile of boxes stacking up. So I'll be taking those home, and I'll be going alongside everything else I already own. what the pile of things, and following maybe the N+1 rule, which is the number of things you need is the number of things you have already plus one.
Plus the next one.
Yeah, it goes for cameras, it goes for guns, it goes for
Yeah.
mountain bikes, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
So what legal advice and just general advice, because you are a registered firearms dealer, you're a very experienced airgun dealer, but neither of us are solicitors,
No, it's
and
very
we
true.
will not be there defending you in court if anything happens. So what advice would you give to an average customer, if I was just a normal customer and a normal
Sure.
human being?
Sure. Well, the minute you're in a public space, which
Yeah.
includes the boot of your car on the highway,
Yeah.
that rifle must be covered, or pistol must
Yeah.
be covered. That doesn't necessarily mean you instantly have to buy a gun slip, although it is recommended.
Yeah.
It can be a bin bag,
Mm.
a cardboard box,
Yeah. The box it comes in.
an old coat, the box it comes in, yeah. If you wanted to, and if it will fit in with the scope and everything else that's already been bolted onto it, if it will fit in the box and you're happy to keep it in that box, that's perfectly fine. The only thing you do have to be aware of, the rifle or pistol and its ammunition must be as far apart as possible
Okay.
in a public space. The easiest way to do that is to put your rifle or pistol in the boot, obviously, the ammunition in the glove box. That
Okay.
way you can't touch both at the same time.
Okay, and this is a PCP as well, so it has an air tank and air reservoir
Yeah.
in the rifle.
Yeah, that's right. The air reservoir itself can be full or empty. That
Okay.
matters not. The magazine is what matters. The magazine mustn't be in the rifle,
Mhm.
ideally, but certainly mustn't be loaded.
Okay.
If the magazine is loaded, the police can consider it a loaded weapon.
Okay.
You cannot transport a loaded weapon in a public space.
So this is all, again, fairly simple information, but really important things.
Really, really important.
So I'm leaving here. I'll be leaving here with a rifle, a scope, and everything you need, as will be covered in the other videos. But I will be transporting it in the box, and then once it is all assembled, it will be in a slip. It will be kept at home. Obviously, it's my private things. I'm not going to tell you where I'm keeping it at my home or how I'm keeping it, but it will be kept in a locked and secure place. And I think before we've spoken about in the other videos, that it can either be a cabinet or a lock cupboard, or ideally a trigger lock as well.
Yeah, belt and braces. So
Yeah.
at least lock it to a pipe or an eyelet.
Yeah.
So the vine eyelet, as a minimum.
Yeah.
Blanket box, wardrobe, understair cupboard. As long as there's a lock on the door,
Yeah.
you're legally covered. That's the thing.
Not mounted on a piece of two wonky bits of wood above the fireplace.
No. Nice as it may look,
Yeah.
that would not be a legal way to store your weapon.
And we're going to talk about shooting and the actual being out on private land shooting and that kind of thing in other videos. So I just want to focus on just the taking it home. So if it's undercover, it's the ammunition, the lead pellets are as far away from possible. So if it's the rifle's in the boot, they're in the glove box, they're somewhere locked away.
Yeah.
It's covered, and kept secure at home.
Correct.
Then I'm staying within the law.
Perfectly.
Okay. So I'm driving home from here, and if I decide to stop at Tesco on the way home and it's still in the boot and it's kept in that way,
Yeah.
is that generally okay?
Generally okay, but I would really, really, really try not to. If you're going to a range or you're going to your shoot from home, travel from home to your shoot, from your shoot back home, and then go and do your shopping.
The fact that I bought this and it's still this is a Monday and it's still in my van on Wednesday because I just haven't had time to get it out of the van yet,
Yeah.
that's not really gonna...
No, that's not safe storage. Technically, you've broken the law because you've taken it home and you haven't put it in a safe place to store it.
Yeah, something, when I talk about legal stuff on the other courses and everything from foraging law to knife law and everything like that, one of the pieces of advice I give to people is, imagine explaining what you just did and what you're about to do, followed by, Your Honour.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
100%.
And if you go, well, I didn't really have time to get it out of the van and it was still there, and yeah, I left the magazine in, and I was in a bit of a rush putting it away, Your Honour. Yeah, it's not going to go well.
It's not going to work.
You're going to have an expensive time in court. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I think I've got everything I need there. So you've taken my details,
We've done all the legal side of things, yeah?
serial numbers logged,
All done.
signed it away. everything's legally mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
That's
think
it.
we're good. Right. Thank you very much.
Richard, thank you very much.
That was episode 1 of the Airgun Basics series from Original Outdoors and Tony's Camo. I should say now that we couldn't have made this series without the kind support of Tony. He's been absolutely great. He's been answering questions as we've been going along. He's given away days of his time in helping with the filming and taking days off just to come and help us with the filming. So I should really say thank you so much for his help. I should also send you along to his website. Go to tonyscamo.co.uk or just pop into the shop, which is on the outskirts of Chester. Tony is a really nice guy and he knows just so much about this subject. And everyone I talk to about Tony just goes on about how nice he is. So go in there, have a look at what he's got on offer there. He's got a huge range of UK legal air rifles and accessories and pretty much everything else you need for air rifle hunting. So go along to Tony's Camo and he will help you out. Thank you for watching this video, and this is one of a series of videos on airgun use in the UK. If you would like to subscribe to the channel and you like this video, that will help us out massively. If you tell other people about it or share this video, that would really help us out because we want to get this information in front of as many people as we can. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.